Right, students, now we shall be seeing in indefinite integration problems based on partial fractions. That in partial fractions, here I am keeping subtopic, the name is partial fractions. In indefinite integration, we will be solving some problems based on partial fractions. I think we know various kinds of partial fractions. In those partial fractions, type 1 problems in which q of x has non-repeated linear factors. Q of x, what do you mean by this q of x? Means generally the function might be of the form p of x by q of x. And if suppose we need to integrate p of x by q of x dx, we need to observe carefully the nature of q of x. Now here what he is telling, q of x has non-repeated linear factors. We all know linear factor means power with there will be only 1. So if suppose I go by an example, a problem will be given like this: evaluate integral of 2x plus 3 divided by x plus 4 into x plus 5 dx. We need to solve this kind of problem. For this, what we will be doing means, I will consider our given function. What is our given function? 2x plus 3 divided by x plus 4 into x plus 5. That means 2x plus 3 divided by x plus 4 into x plus 5. So here if you could observe carefully, this is our q of x and this is one linear factor and this is another linear factor. Whenever linear factors are there and if those linear factors are non-repeated, we need to write partial fractions as a upon x plus 4. That means how many linear factors are there? Those many constants we need to select. That means a by x plus 4 plus b by, what is our next linear factor? X plus 5. After writing like this, what we need to do means we need to simplify. Simplify means LCM on right hand side. After taking LCM, what happens? Just observe carefully. X plus 4 into x plus 5. Here LCM means a into x plus 5 plus b into x plus 4 upon x plus 4 into x plus 5. Now I think denominator gets cancels on both the sides. After cancelling, there remains 2x plus 3 is equal to a into x plus 5 plus b into x plus 4. We need to solve that particular expression. Solving those particular expression means here we need to find the values of capital A and capital B. After finding the values of capital A and capital B, we need to substitute in this particular equation. After substituting in this particular equation, we will be integrating with respect to x on both sides, which gives rise to our answer. So I think you are clear with this particular partial fraction in which denominator contains non-repeated linear factors. Now we shall be going for a very good problem. Two problems will be there. Those two problems also should remember as formulas. Now if suppose in examination a question is given like this: evaluate integral of dx by a square minus x square. Now here if you could observe carefully, I will be writing here what is our function. Function I will denote it as f of x, and f of x is nothing but 1 by a square minus x square, and this is also of the form what beta? P of x by q of x. So clearly how can I write 1 upon a square minus x square means I can write as a minus x into a plus x. So here definitely what can I tell? Our q of x will be a minus x into a plus x. So we need to find the partial fraction for this particular function. After finding the partial fraction, I need to integrate. So now we will be doing partial fractions. After calculating the constants, we shall do integration. So how can we do? Now 1 by a minus x into a plus x is equal to, this is a linear factor, This is a linear factor. Two linear factors are there where the items or the factors are not being repeated. As there are two different linear factors, we need to take two constants. So two constants are a by a minus x plus b by a plus x. Later I will be doing LCM. 1 upon a minus x into a plus x is equal to a into a plus x plus b into a minus x whole divided by a minus x into a plus x. Now if you could observe carefully, I think both will be getting cancelled. So finally what happens? We will be getting an expression of the form or equation. We will be getting an equation 1 is equal to a into a plus x plus b into a minus x. So what I will be doing? I will put x is equal to a. If I put x is equal to a, what happens? This becomes 0. So a into a plus a, that means a into 2a will be getting. So finally what can I write? That implies a is equal to 1 by 2a. So we got a value a is equal to 1 by 2a. Later what I will be doing? Let x is equal to minus a. Let x is equal to minus a. If I put x is equal to minus a, what happens? 1 is equal to, this whole thing will become equal to 0 because x equal to minus a means a minus a will become, so it becomes 0 and this becomes b into a minus of minus a. So what happens? This reduces to b into 2a. So 1 is equal to b into 2a, that means I got b is equal to 1 by 2a. So we need to take this particular a value, b value and substitute in this particular number 1. So therefore what I will be doing? 1 implies 1 by a minus x into a plus x is equal to a की जगह में 1 by 2a divided by a minus x plus b की जगह में again 1 by 2a divided by a plus x. So later what I need to do? I need to integrate on both sides. So 1 by a minus x into a plus x, nothing given means dx. So integral of 1 by 2a upon a minus x, that 1 by 2a will bring outside, and here 1 by a minus x dx plus 1 by 2a into 1 by a plus x dx. So 1 by a minus x into a plus x dx means a square minus x square only, no, dx by a square minus x square. So here I am writing that implies dx divided by a square minus x square is equal to 1 by 2a, and we know integral of 1 by x, it is like integral of 1 by x. Integral of 1 by x means log mod x. So here also what we will be doing? Log mod a minus x divided by minus 1. Why? Because x ka coefficient minus 1. In indefinite integration it comes in terms of denominator, plus 1 by 2a log mod a plus x. So finally what we will be doing means we will be simplifying the last thing. So finally what happens? Integral of dx by a square minus x square is equal to minus 1 by 2a log mod a minus x plus 1 by 2a log mod a plus x. So finally, if you could observe carefully, 1 by 2a I can take common. After taking 1 by 2a common, there remains log of a plus x, this item here, minus log of this item here I am writing a minus x. So now if you could observe carefully, it is like log m minus log n. Log m minus log n means we can write as log mod of a plus x by a minus x plus c. So finally what I am concluding, dx by a square minus x square is equal to 1 by 2a log mod a plus x by a minus x plus c. This is a very very important formula, and you should remember this as a formula as well as a problem for competitive exams. Now we shall be doing a special problem of the same pattern. Here once again I am telling, we are doing problems based on integration where partial fractions are involved. As partial fractions are involved, we will be having various kinds of partial fractions. We are seeing on type 1. Type 1 means what? Partial fractions in which the denominator, q of x means here denominator contains non-repeated linear factors. Now some twisted problem we shall see. Integral of x square dx upon 1 plus x cube into 2 plus x cube. What happens after seeing this problem in examination? We may feel little bit nervous. Why? Because here denominator 1 plus x cube into 2 plus x cube is there. It is not a linear factor. As it is not a linear factor, we will be trying to solve by some other method where it takes a lot of time and finally we don't get the answer. But here this problem can be made simpler by a suitable substitution. What is that particular substitution means? If you put x cube is equal to t, if you put x cube is equal to t, I think the denominator will turn down to some element known as t, or it will transform in terms of t. So let us solve this problem, very very important problem. So what I will be doing, let x cube is equal to t. X cube is equal to t means I can write this as 3x square dx is equal to dt. 3x square dx is equal to dt means x square dx is equal to dt by 3. Therefore, what happens? Our problem had changed to, in place of x square dx, I can write as dt by 3 whole divided by 1 plus x cube. So x cube ke jagah mein I will be writing as t. So it turns down to 1 plus t, and 2 plus x cube. 2 plus x cube means I will write as 2 plus t. So finally what happened? 1 by 3 coming outside, the problem had become as dt by 1 plus t into 2 plus t. If you want to write in a still neat manner, 1 by 3 into dt divided by, it becomes as t plus 1 into t plus 2. Now if you could observe carefully, it is of the form nature 1 in partial fractions. That means 1 by 3 dt by t plus 1 into t plus 2. Now we shall go by partial fractions and then apply our integration. So what I will be doing? I will consider 1 upon t plus 1 into t plus 2. I think this is a linear factor. This is a linear factor. Two linear factors are involved. If two linear factors are involved, we need to take two constants. Let those constants be capital A and capital B. So what happens? Capital A divided by t plus 1 plus capital B divided by t plus 2. So finally this can be written as 1 is equal to a into t plus 2 plus b into t plus 1. I need to find the values of a and b. I want to find the values of a and b means first of all what I will be doing means put t is equal to minus 2 in this particular expression. If I put t is equal to minus 2 in this particular expression, I think this term gets cancelled. Why? Because minus 2 plus 2 will become as 0. And here what happens? 1 is equal to t ki jagah mein minus 2. So b into minus 2 plus 1. So what happens? B is equal to minus 1. I got the value b equal to minus 1. So later what I will be doing? I will be putting t is equal to minus 1 for my convenience. So if I put t is equal to minus 1, this particular this particular b will be getting vanishing. So I will be getting the value of a. So what happens? That implies 1 is equal to a into minus 1 plus 2. So what happens? 1 is equal to a into 1. That implies I will be getting a is equal to 1. Therefore, if I consider this as particular 1, what I will be doing means 1 implies 1 by t plus 1 into t plus 2 is equal to a की जगह में 1 सब्स्टिट्यूट करता हूँ. So 1 by t plus 1 In place of b, I'll be substituting minus 1 by t plus 2. Now I will integrate. Before integrating, I can multiply with 1 by 3 because here 1 by 3 is there. So what I'll be doing, I'll be multiplying with 1 by 3 and then I'll be integrating. So what happens, dt divided by t plus 1 into t plus 2 is equal to 1 by 3 totally outside and integral of 1 by t plus 1, integral of 1 by t plus 1. Here dt will be there. If not written also, it is clear, understood better, don't get confused. Minus 1 by t plus 2 dt. So I kept a bracket. So I think very small space is there for us. In this place I will try to write. So what happens finally, our RHS I am calculating 1 by 3 into integral of 1 by t plus 1. It will be log mod t plus 1, and here also minus 1 by 3 will be there outside, and this becomes log mod t plus 2. And out, so here what happens, 1 by 3, this can be written as log mod t plus 1 by t plus 2 plus c, because always it's an indefinite, we should write c. But t is nothing but what? We assume t as what, beta? X cube. So finally our answer will become 1 by 3 log mod x cube plus 1 by x cube plus 2 plus c. So it's an important problem. We should observe carefully while solving or while before attempting the problem. Right? Now we shall be seeing another kind of integration in which partial fractions have been involved. If suppose a problem is given to you, evaluate integral of p of x divided by some other, p of x means any function, divided by, here expression might be of the form x plus 2 whole square into x plus 3 whole cube into x plus 1. So whenever you find this kind of problems where degree of p of x is less than degree of q of x, this one I consider it as q of x. We need to observe carefully this particular q of x. Here q of x, we are having different kind of factors. One factor is x plus 2, which is being repeated for 2 times. Another factor is x plus 3, which is being repeated for 2 times. Another factor is x plus 1, which is a linear factor. That means no repetition. So we are having 2 factors which are being repeated for 2 times each and 1 linear factor. Whenever this kind of problem comes, what I suggest you means, just observe carefully the powers. Powers are here 2 and 2. So 4 powers are there, and here another power 1. So we want 5 constants. After choosing the 5 constants, name those constants as A, B, C, D, E, and you write the partial fractions. For writing the partial fractions, we need to observe carefully. So I am taking the first constant A, and here what is the first expression? X. What is the first factor? X plus 2. So here we need to write as A upon x plus 2. Take another constant capital B, and that particular factor x plus 2 is now repeated. So I will be writing as x plus 2 whole square, and take another constant C and go for the other factor. That factor is x plus 3. Now you take for another constant D, and again you need to write this as x plus 3 whole square plus the last one E upon x plus 1. So I think by this time you are clear. So I will go by another example also. I go by another example. I will go for 2 to 3 examples. If suppose function is of the form 1 by x plus 3 whole square into x plus 2. How can you write the partial fractions means? A by x plus 3 plus b by x plus 3 whole square plus c by x plus 2. If suppose it is being repeated, for some more times, that means if suppose I take this as x plus a whole power 3 into x plus b. So what should we write? We need to take totally how many constants here? 4 constants because x plus a is being repeated for 3 times and then another linear factor. So what I'll be doing, a by x plus a plus b by x plus a whole square plus c by x plus a whole cube plus d by x plus 3. I think now you are confident in writing this particular partial fractions where q of x has repeated linear factors. Clear? So we shall go for a problem.